Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 exercises for your lower body that you should be doing and dialing into as a beginner before you start working out at home. Guys, welcome back. This is Pete from PeteIsip.com. I'm glad you guys are back, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content and the videos that I've been making. I want to take my time today to talk about the 3 exercises for your lower body that a lot of people say they can't do. There's a lot of times they say, especially when I assess someone or when they come into the gym, they would say, movements like squatting and jumping and stepping hurt. A lot of times they hurt because no one ever really taught you how to, right? No one ever really prepared you for the movement. That's a very complex movement. It's a compound movement, right? It's a lot of joints working at the same time. It's not just something like a bicep curl where one joint's just going this way, right? We're not just flexing and extending. We're not just bending and straightening it. You're sitting and standing. So now there's toes working, there's ankles working, there's knees working, there's hips working, there's ribs working, your neck is working, your back is working, even more importantly. But the main thing is it working efficiently? So the number one thing we're gonna work on first is the squats. All right, guys, so if you don't have a bench like I do here, what you can use is a chair, something pretty sturdy, a box, a box that's full, not an empty cardboard box. You could use your couch. You could use I said a chair already, right? A chair is probably the best thing for you. Just make sure it's sturdy. And if it does have rollers on it, then make sure the rollers are at least set to where it's gonna stay in place. Now, the height of the chair that you're looking for, it really depends on you. So I would try it on the higher side, which means if this was, I don't know, maybe this is 12 inches off the ground, maybe I'll put something else on top, whether it's a pillow or a couple books or whatever you have at home, anything that kind of will raise you up, then put it there. And then as you get better, slide them out till you get to about that 90-degree angle where I'm gonna be here, right? So my knees are pretty straight. I have a nice 90-degree angle from my shin to my hamstring, and that's where I wanna kind of work to. Okay, so if you're not there, then elevate it up as high as you need to. I'm gonna work from here. So the first thing that I wanna do is make sure that I'm gonna start from a seated position. So I'm gonna sit down, and if you haven't, I've already made this video somewhere down the line. I'll put it up in the card above so you can check it out for a little bit more detail, but pretty much it's gonna go through the same thing. Toes are gonna be down. So the biggest thing is I'm gonna move my microphone wire, and then from here, my heels are gonna be flat. Okay, you don't need special shoes. These are just shoes I'm wearing. Toes, big toe is gonna press into the floor, okay? Why? A lot of us have flat feet and or very inactive, don't know how to use our muscles in our feet. So making sure the heels are down, and now I'm gonna push the big toe down. That's gonna automatically help me turn on my glute med. I wanna work the feet. Again, not something you're gonna learn in a class, right? They're not gonna go over that. From here, I have the big toe in the ground, heels down, I'm kind of glued into the floor, so now my knees are gonna be in a good position. I wanna brace up. So I like to put my hands out here. If you want, you can put your hands onto the side. Some people don't know what to do with them, but try your best not to touch your legs. But I'll get into that variation. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a little bit of a rock if I need to. I'm going to rock back a little bit and now use the momentum, stand up. Sit all the way back down with good control. So the place of control I want to find is where can I control coming down the most? So if I'm coming down and all of a sudden, I'm plopping down because I don't have that strength, I want to rise that up. Okay, I want to rise up the height of the chair or box that you have. So from here again, stand, control on the way down, and control. Stand, control on the way down, and control. So again, it's not wrong to, I don't think, anchor or help yourself up. It just depends. I don't want you to rely on that, okay? So the way we do that is work the exercise that I talked about in the last video. Again, if you haven't seen it, just try to search it. I'll put a card up there so you guys can click it, is engaging of the plank. So plank is here, right? I wanna tighten up as much as I can because this is where it's gonna come from. This is where my strength is gonna come from. Ground, energy is gonna come from the floor, from where my feet are grabbing, all the way up through here, and this is it. Bang, it's gonna start sending signals. I'm gonna stand up. So brain's good now, and we're all good to go. So as simple as you do it, in the simplest way I could say it, heels down, toes, pretend like someone's gonna punch you, stand. Pretty simple, right? Now on the way down, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. Heels down, toes grabbing, someone's gonna punch me, descend. So everything we do is going to be a plank. Okay, making sure that every movement you have, you're planking, you're bracing, you're protecting your lower back. Because if not, if I don't take that plank, here's what's gonna happen. My heels are down, my toes are down, now I'm gonna go, and now I'm gonna round out. Now immediately, a lot of the work's not gonna come from the glutes and protecting my back is going to be here. Now that's even if I exaggerate it, but I don't keep it tight, now I'm just arching my back and now I'm pulling my pelvis back. Okay, so you don't wanna be in that position. Keep it simple, heels down, grab the floor. Someone's gonna punch me, stand. Heels down, grab the floor. Someone's gonna punch me, descend. That's your squat. You know, a lot of times people think that you have to squat all over the place and you have to be, sitting down, but that's 10 times better and more efficient than me watching these squats. Because you're not really squatting, you're hip hinging. You're just pushing your butt back. That's it. Okay, so you're not really it's a different exercise. This is not a squat. This is not a quad dominant movement. This is a hip dominant, but at the same time, most people are just lower backing it. Not saying it's wrong, it's just not a squat, okay? So a squat, I wanna think is going straight up and down. So if I was gonna squat, I'm gonna be here, abs tight, I'm going straight down. My butt's coming down, standing back up. So I'm gonna get glutes, hamstrings, but at the same time, I'm gonna get more quads here. But hip hinge is what you see a lot in classes, is that chest drops and my butt's going back, but my butt's staying high, okay? And that's gonna be the second movement we're gonna talk about. That is the hip hinge. So the hip hinge is a deadlift. So if you pick something up off the ground, if you're picking up your child, the worst thing that people do is that they round out. Now they're not functionally getting into a good position. Rather, I don't think you're going to set proper motion when you're picking something up, but you have a longer length of health if you do it that way. And just at least think about it. At least plank, at least brace. So from here, I'm gonna push my butt back. I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna grab something off the floor. If you wanna put something down on the ground to help you do it, you can do that, okay? But this time, the same rules apply. Heels down, big toes down, brace like someone's gonna punch me. Now I'm just gonna push my butt back and keep it high. So now I didn't bend at my knees too much. I moved this joint, I moved this hip. So I shot this hip back towards the wall, as if someone's like, say someone was dancing behind you and you didn't like them. What are you gonna do? Boom, right? That's what you wanna do. They're dancing, they're getting all up on it. Get off it. Bakoo. And now, pick up whatever it is. Now when you stand up, even more so, plank, 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 abs tight, stand up and squeeze. And that is your basic deadlift. So I'll grab a tool here, which is a trusty lighter side kettlebell. It's cute, isn't it? It's 15 pounds, so cute. So here, I'm gonna put it down. I like to exaggerate motion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push my hips back, heels, big toe, abs are tight, hips are coming back. Stand up and squeeze. And that is your deadlift. That is your hip hinge, which is something you wanna practice. You wanna start learning the difference between a squat and a deadlift, or a squat and a hip hinge, okay? So from here, if I'm gonna return it back down to the ground, I'm going to heels down, toes, abs nice and tight, head up, bang, and then stand. Now we're getting a lot more glute, hamstring, right? Core, hips, stand. You go all the way down if you'd like to, but it's a little too small for me, so if I go down, I'm automatically going to start rounding out. So I don't want to go down that much, so I'll end up squatting this little bit to go up and down, right? And that's just a different exercise. But right now we're gonna work on those two for now, right? So hip hinge. If you wanna practice this, the best way is literally put yourself up against the wall. You're gonna plant your feet about hip width position, plant the toes and heels down, grab it, and now I'm just gonna push my butt back towards the wall. Let the butt touch the wall and then stand up out of it. Butt touches the wall, stand up, squeeze. Butt touches the wall, stand up, squeeze. Pretty simple, right? I know. Let's move to that third exercise, shall we? Third. So the last and final exercise that we're going to do is the trusty old step up. Now we have a bunch of stairs. I'm sure you have a step at your house. If not, maybe you have a very tight box somewhere or something that's going to be sturdy enough to step on, okay? Don't make it too high. That's why I like using the stairs, because you have different levels of doing so. So we're gonna go into the same rules, okay? The number threes, the threes, I don't know what to call these, but the important threes, I'll call it something someday. Heel, big toe, definitely, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna forget. Now this knee's gonna collapse. Single motion, this knee, when you step up, loves to collapse in, and you don't want that. You don't want valgus is what they call. That means you're just turning off your glutes. So if you see your knee come in, your glutes are probably turning off. They're definitely turning off, and now you're gonna get more quad, right? You're gonna get more low back inside the extension when you stand up. So you really want to rely on big toe, especially with stepping. So just like running. So here, I'm gonna put heel down, big toe. I'm just gonna keep my foot up on the stair. I'll go a little higher just in case you can't see for the camera. I'll switch here, okay? Here up top, heel, big toe, abs tight like someone's gonna punch me. If I need it, I'm going to use it. Stand. Return the same way, good control, all the way back down. Heel down, big toe in the ground, as hard as you can. Grab it like a talon, a claw. Knees over the toe, stand. Control on the way down. Notice how I controlled on the way down. Now, if I felt pain or felt like I was losing balance, I'm going down to step one. I want to own this movement. Okay, as a beginner, own it. Give yourself ownership and make sure you own the movement before progressing it. Right, be a master at this. Heel, big toe down, abs tight. I'm gonna look straight because I don't want to look towards a camera or a mirror. Now I'm just going to push, stand. Now when I'm doing this step up, I'm not doing a cardio step up, so I don't want to push and rely off this back foot. I want to use this foot here, the one in the box. I'm gonna drive my body into that foot, control on the way down. Drive my body into that foot, control on the way down. Now at the top, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm squeezing. Back down. Squeezing. Back down. And that's your basic step up. No lunges, no need for it. That's how you start progressing it. So all right guys, I hope you enjoyed the 3 lower body exercises that you should be practicing and definitely doing almost every day, every single day. Okay, and if not, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, just do it and practice it. Because I know you guys want to do it, I know you guys want to sweat, but I want to make sure you guys get into that detail and really owning these movements like I said. Okay, so as a recap, we have 3 exercises that we did. We went over the squat, the hip hinge, or what we call the deadlift, right, and then the step. 3 movements you need, that's it. It's as basic as that, but it's the best bang for your buck exercise that you can do as a beginner. And then from there, then we can start progressing up. All right, so later this week, I'm gonna give you guys a nice workout. It'll be a 15, 20-minute workout for you guys involving these 3 exercises. So again, if you haven't, make sure you guys like, subscribe for sure, because I'm definitely gonna put those workouts up for you. The beginner workout, the true beginner workouts, exactly for you with the right time and the right rest time, just so you guys progress properly, because that's the most important part. All right, we're not gonna stop working out next week. We're not gonna stop working out when this COVID's over, right? We're gonna keep doing this for the rest of our lives. So I do appreciate you guys coming out. See you guys later. This is Pete, PeteIsip.com. Choo-choo-choo. Guys, if you haven't checked out some of the videos, make sure you click one of these, 1 or 2 squares or square and circle. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel so you get more updates, more notifications to know when a new video is coming out. Okay? See you guys later.